Good morning, Mom Nation.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you all for being with us today. How are you?
Good. It's been a crazy week. Last week Connor was sick, and then Austin was still getting over being sick, and that's just rough. And then today though is very exciting because I'm getting my vanities put into the bathrooms downstairs in the basement. So we're almost done. Yes.
Wait, is this a new bathroom that you created, or is it an existing bathroom?
Okay,
I thought so.
Both. So it's both. So we remodeled the bathroom downstairs that was already existing, and then we took the recreational room and we split it because it was a huge storage area. So it went recreational room, humongous storage area, and we cut the wall down or demoed the wall in between the storage and the rec room to make another rec room, and then we made Soraya, my oldest, a bedroom and a bathroom.
Nice. So she'll like having that.
Yeah. So it's nice, and it's funny because everybody's like, she's already 18 and she's graduating. Why are you creating a whole new space? And it's because I want her to stay living with us as long as possible.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you there.
So I'd rather build that for her than have to, because I want her to focus on college. She's going to be going for a while because she wants to go into the medical field, and so if we could keep her at home and she could focus on school, and I don't have to pay for a dorm or an apartment because I want her to focus on school, then it's actually cheaper.
Makes sense. Good morning, Ashley, first commenter. She says she would do the same, and so will I. I think we can all relate with that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So it's almost done. But yes, what's going on with you?
Oh goodness. I don't know. I'm going to complain just a little bit. Sorry, guys. It's really difficult to deal with the VA, and I love the VA, and I love everything that they do for our veterans and everybody who works for them and does their best. I know it's just a difficult system. But as you know, I help my dad, and I've just been dealing a lot with the VA for the last couple of days, and it was so confusing. Good morning, Mama. And I really feel for our veterans, especially, those that are a little bit older. Maybe they're not computer savvy, and they're having to navigate this whole thing. It's craziness. Good morning, I care. So I'm just kind of dealing with that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Otherwise, I don't know, swear words might come out of my mouth.
Yeah, my brother-in-law has the same issue where he tries to get in, and he was having some issues, and it just to get tests done, or to get seen, to get referrals, to get tests done was like it was hell. It was horrible. But I mean, they help a ton of people. It's just so backed up. Everything's so backed up, and they're understaffed, and it's just like, and I don't know. It's difficult.
Yeah. So my heart goes out there to all of you adult children of veterans that are helping your parents navigate through the VA system, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's dive right into some fun stuff, because we missed you last week. And when you were doing your thing, and I explained, so you don't need to. We announced the winner for the giveaway, which was super exciting. And if you remember, that was Diana 𝐒𝐻𝐿's giveaway, which was a couples spa package, which was really, really cool. And I am here now, clearly, to announce the giveaway for this month, guys. And I looked at this. I loved this. I'm very, very grateful for this. So thank you so much, Shannon, with the Shine Advocacy Group for donating this. This is really, really cool. And I know that there are a lot of moms out there that this is going to be really helpful for. If you are not one of those moms, maybe you're a grandma and you're like, well, I don't have any kids at home. I'm not doing these things. Then I just want to suggest or encourage that if you're the one that ends up winning the gift, you can absolutely gift it back to a mom of your choice, somebody that might be in need of something like this, or you can communicate with Skylar, who is my right-hand lady here at MOMnation, and she will help you find somebody that might be a good fit for it within the group. So you have a couple of choices there if this is something that you can't use. But how cool is this, dude?
It's super cool because I know, like with Austin, because Austin had a 504. I need to redo his, but it was as I had never done one before, and it's so overwhelming, right? And there's so many choices, and it's not one size fits all. It all depends on, like, I had a little bit less on mine than quite a few people do, just because of how Austin is and what what I wanted for him, how he learns, all that. And so it's just, there's so many things that you don't know can be put on there, or that, you know what I mean? It's just, it's overwhelming. And I've had so many parents ask me, like, hey, what did you put on and how do you do this? And it's just like, it's a lot. So I didn't know that this was even available, having somebody go over it with you, because the people at the school, if you've dealt with them, they do their best, but they really aren't fully trained to help out. And they really do try. And I've appreciated all of the coordinators that have helped me, but they just don't know. And so to have this is amazing.
Totally agree. So if you ladies, if it's a little bit hard to see on your screen, the giveaway here basically is one lucky MOMnation winner is going to receive a comprehensive IEP or 504 plan record review for your child. Huge, giant. Question is, does your child already have an IEP or a 504 plan? Raise your hand if that's a yes, but you are unsure if it's truly supportive enough. That's where Shannon comes in. She's going to review your child's evaluations in IEP or 504, identify gaps in services, goals, and accommodations, provide expert advice, and give you clear, actionable next steps. So who doesn't need that in their life? I mean, when we have kiddos, I was just talking about helping my dad, who's a little bit older, deal with the VA system. Well, I mean, same things can be said for the school system. You've got kiddos, especially more than one, like Sonia here, then you're dealing with all sorts of different things depending on the needs of your child, right? So how helpful is it to have somebody come in and support you through this? I say super helpful.
Yeah, that's an awesome giveaway. Super excited. And I learned with everybody, as you guys know. I don't know until whenever it launches. Right. Actually, I knew after, because we typically launch it right before the show. And so yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. Sonia finds out what the giveaway of the month is along with y'all. So
live reaction.
Hilarious. So guys, there's many different ways that you can get on the giveaway wheel. We announce the winner at the end of the month, the last Wednesday of the month, live here on the show. If you watch this show, you will find out many ways to get on the giveaway wheel, because we are about to dive into some of them now. So this is the challenge of the month. Who doesn't love this challenge?
I like it. It'll force me to try to go, because, okay, well, I lie. So, and I don't know how I go to bed early, like 8:30 or 9, but I don't go to sleep until almost midnight.
So, what are you doom scrolling, or what are you doing?
I doom scroll, or like I like my to-dos. Sometimes I like to get rid of, so then I have a little bit like more lax morning. I like because you can schedule emails. I'm pretty sure you're like the queen of automation, but you can schedule things to go out. So like last night, I scheduled a text to go out to my son. We're really close with my son's half sister, and today's her 18th birthday. So I scheduled a text, because I'm like, I don't want to forget to send her a text, but like I do all that kind of random stuff. I Amazon shop. That's bad.
Yeah,
I shouldn't do that at night, because usually Connor's there to like stop me from like buying crazy, and he's asleep. So
yeah, so he can't stop you.
He can't stop me.
Anyways, guys, I was really excited to see that this month was our early bedtime challenge, because I too struggle with this, and I too get into bed and doom scroll or shop, or right now I'm in the market for a dining room set, and I've been shopping for months and months and months just to find something that I like, and I'm having some difficulty. So this has been my routine as well, but this week I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to go to bed 30 minutes earlier than I usually do every night for a week. I'm going to do the challenge along with you guys, as I often do. When you complete a challenge, now this is going to be 7 days long. When you complete a challenge, you'll just pop down here and do a little, oh, no one's done it yet because it just came out this morning. But you will comment mission complete. And each mission complete comment is going to get you an entry into the giveaway wheel for the post. And then we will, next week, we'll do the giveaway wheel for the post, and whomever wins from that giveaway wheel gets 3 entries into the main giveaway. So a couple of little steps there, but we like to make it fun. Good luck, guys. Good luck getting to bed early. I know I'm excited about this one.
Did you see what Ashley put? Let me put it on the screen.
No, I didn't see it. I would be lying if I said I could do this challenge, but life is crazy with baseball games. So this one I will fail. Well, the cool part is you might be able to get in 1 or 2 entries. You never know, Ash. Like, there's going to be one night that there isn't sports, right?
It is, yeah, man, it's hard. Well, and the thing that's crazy too is like, so Austin's never done baseball. I've wanted to, because like I wanted him to, because whenever he like picks up a ball and we have like a bat outside and anyways, he does really good. And so I'm like, play, but he gets bored and he doesn't like it. But like with football, man, sometimes it's like, you don't think that these league owners have kids, that they just do it just for whatever, because like Austin's football games would start at 9. They last an hour.
At the nighttime 9?
Yes, it's like ridiculous. And I get they have a lot of teams and they're trying to fit it in, but like whenever you give my ADHD kid whose meds are off and he's already crazy a game at 9 p.m., it's not fun. There's tantrums, and I don't like it. So it's hard. So yeah.
She has late games this week, maybe for spring break. More power to you, Ash. We hope to see you there.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I know.
9 o'clock at night, I'm a pumpkin. So I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to MOMnation group events. If you are unsure how to take a peek at the events, if you're unsure how to access them, then up at the top of the group, there's a couple of things. There's tabs. First of all, click on the events tab. That's going to get you to this page right here. There's also a cover photo that when you click on that has more information and resources and ways to connect. So I would highly suggest checking out both of those areas if you're like, you know what, I'm sick of sitting at home. MOMnation looks like they got some really cool events coming up. This is something that I need. I'm going to get involved, and I encourage you guys to do so. So we have a Money 101 workshop coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. If you know everything there is to know about money, then this isn't for you. But if you don't, then this is for you. And you may want to join my friend Jen Stone tonight at 7 o'clock. And speaking of Jen Stone, coming up this Sunday at 2:45, she has a 2:45 p.m. That's a funny time to start, but that's okay. No judgment over here, Jen. Life Support, a sacred space for grief and growth. And she is, looks like that's a support group that she will be heading up. We've got another support group in the separation divorce support vein, and that is with Miranda Ray. That is the You're Not Alone support group. We've got something coming up on March 11th, back to Jen Stone, and that is the See It, Speak It, Start It, where vision meets, I'm assuming, momentum. Or I'm just going to make up that word there, but I think that's what it is. I just don't want to click on it because it moves my screen to something else, and I don't want to do that. But that looks to me like it is a vision board event. And if you guys don't know my vision board story, you need to know my vision board story because it's awesome. At least I think it's awesome anyway. And it really works. I'm living proof. Something that happened in 2021 was on my vision board and had been on my vision board for about 6 years. And I couldn't believe it happened, but it did. So there you have it. And then coming up on March 13th through the 18th, we have the MOMnation Family Cruise for 2026. That is leaving from California, headed down to Cabo, overnight in Cabo, and back up. So if that's something that you're interested in, I don't know if you can still get on that cruise.
Yeah, that's like in a week.
Yeah, talk to Sarah Pitcher. That's like in a week. All right. And speaking of ways that you can get on the giveaway wheel, this is one of the ways. So each week we drop a first name letter post. I don't have a better name for it, so we're going with that. And if your name starts with the letter of the week, then all you need to do is comment. just say, hey, it's me. I start with C or whatever it is. If you have a friend that's in the group or not in the group, but you think she belongs in the group, then you can tag her as well. And that counts too, which is very exciting. When you do that, you get placed onto the wheel. Now, this wheel is really cool because if you win this, you're going to then get 3 entries onto the main giveaway wheel. Got it? Couple of steps there, but it makes it real fun. So let's see who it is today.
Don't you love that we have the wheel now instead of doing like the random.org and counting? And
I sure do.
Love it.
Thank you, Skylar, for that.
It makes it so easy for us.
Carolyn. Coming up with 3 entries onto the giveaway wheel right off the bat. That's exciting. My New Hampshire accent is out in full force this morning. Can you hear it?
Man.
Is it just me?
Can a little bit. You guys should see when Katie gets around, like when she's around her dad, it is like, and Matt doesn't do it. Like he has to force himself, but you do. You just start like, but that's how I am. I'm like the whitest Mexican ever. And whenever like I go to like super heavy Mexican play, I just start with all the accent. Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know what comes over me, but I can hear it, which I didn't when I first moved here. I couldn't hear it, right? Because that's how I talked. So I first started working for a lender. Have I ever told you this story? So I was working for a lender when I first moved to Arizona. This is back in 2004. So 2004. Yeah. You are from New Hampshire. It's true, Sonia. Oh gosh, it's so true. So I didn't know that I had an accent, and I started to get teased a bunch. Like I was getting picked on by my coworkers because, they would say there's an R in the alphabet. Like, R's belong in words. And I'm like, what? So I trained myself out of it. And yeah, there's definitely times, I'm sure my mom's laughing. There's definitely times when it comes out full force, and you guys are hearing it this morning.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people would say that about Soraya whenever she was younger because she couldn't say her R's. And so she like sounded like she had a little, she didn't really get like New Hampshire, she got Chicago a lot.
Really? Or like Boston? Like
Boston, not Chicago, Boston. She got Boston. Yeah. And so, which is, I mean, a stone throw away. But yeah.
Right.
But she would always get it, and then poor her, she has an R in it. So like she'd introduce and she'd say Sawaya, and people actually thought that her name was Sawaya, and they're like, "Oh, it's Sawaya," and I said, "No, I wouldn't name my kid Sawaya. It's Soraya." Yeah, but she still has little things that she says. Like she says, she doesn't say them. She says them. She always says them. She goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with them," and I'm like,
"Oh, that's cute." Next time I talk to her, I'll have to pay a little bit extra attention. That's really cute. They say that about me here in PA. Yeah, my Aunt Kara lives in PA. Think that you're from Boston. Yeah, because there is, however, quite a difference between a Massachusetts/Boston accent and a New Hampshire accent, as well as a Maine accent, right? So we know the differences. Like we can hear the difference. I will meet somebody, I'll know instantly if they're from New York, Massachusetts, Maine, or New Hampshire. Instantly. But that's kind of funny because other people, in other areas of the country where they didn't grow up, where we grew up, able to hear that distinction, then they just everybody thinks that we're from Boston. It's really funny.
Yeah.
But I do not have a Boston accent.
What I've heard, because I've only been to Boston once, and then whenever I hear, but I don't know, I think the only person that I've spoken to that has like a New Hampshire accent is like you or your dad. But the only difference, and Matt a little bit, and when I think about it, when I've been up there, Boston accent has a little bit more of like a deeper twang to it. But
depending on where you are in Boston.
Yeah.
That's also a thing.
Yeah, so when I was up there, it tripped me out a little bit. I'm like, oh, all right.
To the point sometimes where it becomes difficult to understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
In some areas.
Well, and where I went, that's how it was. That's why I would say it had a little bit of it, because it was just a little bit, it was like deeper. Like even whenever you're at your heaviest, I could understand you. Like I can understand you. It sounds perfectly clear. It just sounds a little different. But whenever I was there was this one, I was speaking really fast and like and I'm like, what did you just say?
That's another thing too. We speak very quickly back east.
Yeah.
It's funny. I have this really good friend that lives in my neighborhood. I call her my neighbor BFF, and she's from the Bronx, and she speaks so fast. So sometimes, like, she does podcasts and stuff. So sometimes I'll be listening to one of her shows, and I always listen to shows on, I've told you guys this before, like 1.5 to 2 times, because I don't have time. Like, I need to get through these shows quickly, right? And I can't listen to her shows on 1.5 because
it's like 5.5.
It's crazy. That's so funny. Anyway, moving right along, here is our welcome post for our new members. So welcome new members. This is another way that you guys can get on the giveaway wheel. So let's check it out. Who do we have? What do we have here? Oh, I didn't even give you guys the number of new members. I don't know. It looks like, what, 12? Something like that, around there.
It's spinning, so I can't count. I'm like,
I know, the blues count. Wait a second, I already counted that one. Here we go. Let's see. And we have had this happen several times already. Congratulations, Becky Arena. Welcome to the group, and congratulations for getting an entry onto the giveaway wheel. And I just wanted to say, guys, that several times now we have had one entry on the giveaway wheel that has won the giveaway. And a couple of times, at least once, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say it's twice, because now I'm not remembering that it's twice, but at least once we had a new member that got on the giveaway wheel because she was a new member and won.
Yeah. Isn't that a shock? What a welcome gift.
Ain't that a shock? Yeah. How about that?
She didn't even know she entered. She
probably didn't. She was like, what? Who even are you? Like, what even is this group? I don't know what's going on here. It's way too much. Anyway, all right. So this is our March post. We like to celebrate our birthday mamas of the month. If your birthday is in March, comment here on this post. If you know of a friend that is either in the group or not in the group but belongs in the group, you can comment her name here below, and that counts as well. So this one's a little bit funny because we don't announce the winner on this post until the last Wednesday of the month. So that way all of our birthday mamas can get in on this, right? And so when we announce that, they get their entry to the giveaway prize for the next month, which Sonia never knows what that is, by the way.
I never do. Nope.
Here's another way that you guys can get on the giveaway list, and that is by being a top 10 contributor. This is not something that Sonia and I sit here and calculate or pick our favorites on. I promise you that you're all our favorites, by the way. This is what Facebook does. They are looking over a 28-day period. They're looking at how many comments, how many posts, and how many reactions you have had. And that is what they use to calculate the top 10. So in the pole position, we have Marissa Hall. She's often in the pole position. She is a great supporter of MOMnation. We appreciate her. She looks like she has 3 posts, 86 comments, and 302 reactions. This girl is busy. Then we have Ashley Schultz. She is also a household name. You may recognize her from previous shows such as What's What Wednesday or Adventures of Kate and Ash, which never really went anywhere. I think we might have done 1 or 2 shows. So you may not remember her from that. It's a very rare show, guys. Then we have Jen Stone in the 3rd position, My Mama Marilyn Flower in the 4th, Jazzy Jazz coming up number 5, Crystal Ann number 6, Heather Eisner in number 7, Miranda Ray, you may recognize her from Untying the Knot or our co-admin in the divorce community powered by MOMnation. And number 9, we have Ashley Parker, that is. Number 10, Carmel Ruiz. Thank you guys so much for being huge supporters. We appreciate you each and every week that you are here. Did you watch, read, listen to this one?
Sure did.
Girl.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, is she talking about me?
That's really funny, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a good one.
Because that it can be implied, though, depending on your filter, it can be applied in different ways. So basically, This is Words of the Week, guys. This comes out every Sunday, just kind of something I've been noodling on for the week or something that's been coming up real heavy for me, either personally or something that I'm seeing within our MOMnation community. Okay, so it could be either of those things. So don't always think it's something for me that's coming up for me personally, but sometimes it is. And this one is about still respecting that relationships are important to nurture, that trust still needs to be built, even if you are a family member by blood or by marriage. It doesn't give you a free pass into somebody's life. It doesn't give you a free pass to being a I don't want to say important or valuable, because everybody is important and valuable, but to be a close in a close relationship with somebody, it's not a free pass. You still have to earn that stuff. And
Yeah.
I loved Jen Stone's interpretation of this, because it is a little bit different than what was hanging on my heart when I wrote this, but it also applies to her situation, which is kind of what I mentioned when I first introduced this. And I love where she went with it. And she said, "There's no better place to practice kindness and love than at home. I was in a hurry and spoke to my husband in a manner that I wouldn't speak to my sisters or friends or anyone else. I apologized to him later and committed to doing better. He deserves the same amount of respect that I give others, not less, just because he's around more." And I absolutely loved that. And I loved that share. Jen, if you're on with us or if you're watching the replay later, thank you for that share. Because yes, the words of the week absolutely apply to this. This is absolutely, what it's bringing to light. And I think she's absolutely right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And to go off of that one, because I could talk about how she said that all day, but to summarize it is it's when because I huge fan of therapy. And one of my things that I noticed is I'd have those episodes with Connor quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like, why am I doing that? Why do I I don't do that with anybody else. Why do I do that with him? And I realized, which I told him, take it as a compliment, is that he's my safe person. And when you feel comfortable enough with somebody that you know that no matter what you say, which doesn't make it right? You shouldn't ever say mean things, but it kind of took me into like, hey, he's not going anywhere. He's just my safe person. And so I react like that sometimes than I would with anybody else. So I'm scared of, oh, if I say this, then, it could jeopardize our relationship. But so I could totally, it's funny because I didn't think about that when this came out, but it could definitely be interpreted that way. But yeah, I just love the way that I interpreted this is boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Is you with family, sometimes they, and I have a huge family. They feel like they're obligated to your time and your love and your respect just because they're family. And it's very important that they're not. And there's several family members that I have that I've had to put boundaries in place, and I love them, but I always say is stronger than love, because you could love somebody, but sometimes you just don't like
them.
And I have a lot of extended family that I'm like, I love you, I care about you, but like, if we weren't related, I don't know if we'd actually be, you know what I mean? And I've tried, but it shouldn't be that much effort, and those boundaries shouldn't be crossed just because they're blood related.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So
yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, can I tell you some stories? Recent ones too. But anyway, I love what you said about safe person, because there was a conversation that we were having. I think it was just a post, if I remember right, in MOMnation. And it was like, hey, my kiddo acts all sorts of crazy with me. This was a divorce situation. But doesn't do that over at dad's house or, other parents' house, whatever it was. And somebody mentioned that, like, you're the safe space. You're where they can feel like they can allow their emotions to come out however they come out. And you're that safe person. And I was like, huh. So what you just said kind of like, I don't know, put that together for me. Anyway.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like Austin, and so I don't know if you guys know this, but Austin and my husband, that's a stepdad, but he pretty much raised him since he was 8 months old. But when he goes with his biological father, there's a little bit more kind of respect and a little bit more like rigidness. His dad is pretty strict, and then at home, sometimes the way he is with Connor, and I had to have a talk with Connor because I'm like, he's like, I just don't get it why he's like that sometimes with me. And I'm like, you're his safe person. He knows, like, his father has previously kind of signed off rights to his other daughter. That's why we get her quite, like, we're getting her next weekend. And so like so to keep the relationship, like, she's like my fourth child. And I think he thinks that his dad's going to do the same thing with him if he doesn't keep up what his dad expects from him. But then with Connor, he knows Connor's not going anywhere. He knows Connor loves him, and so he can act that way, which is frustrating, but I'm pretty sure that's why it is. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Makes sense. Hey, we got this comment. You want to take this one on?
What the heck is MOMnation? Ryan, hello. Welcome to MOMnation.
Hello.
I guess this is what happens whenever you stream to our page. It's public to everybody. MOMnation is just a group for moms for support and friendship and that's
resources.
I forgot we added that, but we do have a ton of resources. We have videos for about everything. We help each other out. We do a lot of philanthropy during the holidays, which is really great. And we love doing giveaways and being involved in the community, and just having fun and being there for each other. So
So Ryan, send the moms in your life our way. We'll take good care of them. Thanks, Ryan.
And they might win something.
They probably will. And they won't even know it.
Friendships. They don't even know it. Oh, that's awesome.
All right, moving right along. We're in podcast land here. Oh, it's blurry and I hate it. I'm so sorry. This is blurry, guys. This is not something that we intended on, and we will fix it because it drives me absolutely nuts. But anyway, just disregard the blurriness. Let's talk about this episode. Have you seen it?
I saw part of it, and then I got rudely interrupted by my children who needed me.
Rude.
Goodness. Children
need things.
I know, darn them. But I could see where it was going, and a lot of people have a lot of questions about our water, and you went over it. I love this episode because usually a lot of it's we go over a lot of things during this show, but a lot of it is Ryan focused, and he just kind of has the floor, and it was really nice to see you he was just there hanging out for a while. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So water's a conversation, Aunt Care. So definitely watch the video. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that. It's definitely a conversation. However, I think that I guess it's not all I want to say about that. I think that there might be some misinformation out there. So just, I try to give some sources where actual factual information is displayed. So to hopefully cut through the noise of the misinformation. We are not all drying up in 2 minutes. I'll just tell you that. But anyway, check that out. It is important. And I love what you said about Real Estate Tip Tuesday kind of taking on a little bit of a different vibe, a different feel, with me taking on topics a little bit more heavily versus Ryan, and he just kind of sitting there looking pretty. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. We're going to start, I think, getting into some deeper discussions as well, perhaps about, bills that are under the noses of our elected officials in Arizona right now that will affect homeowners. So I think we're going to start diving into that stuff. Wish me luck, because y'all, it's crazy out there. It's crazy. Yes. It's crazy.
Lots of things happening.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's that. If you guys have any questions about water, the things that you need to know before you purchase property. It's important where you're purchasing property, and it's definitely important to do your due diligence. That is the giant takeaway from that video. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. This girl, I love her. Thank you, Miss Coach Erin, for always showing up, always being here, and always ready for our mamas. This one is awesome. They're always awesome. Her topics are so real and current and things that are affecting us, like actual people, which is great. So her latest on Tuesday, which was live, is the actual reason fat loss is hard. So check that out if you are dealing with that. I think probably the majority of us that are in this age group are dealing with some sort of layer of what happens to mamas when they enter middle age. Am I middle-aged?
You know what Connor told me the other day? Or it was last night, we were talking about, I don't know why we got on the subject of death, and we're like, oh, somebody was like 100 at, where was it? Oh, we went to Oregon Stop Pizza, and they were announcing the birthdays, and this man was 100, and everybody like clapped and was like, woohoo. And he's like, 100, that's horrible. He's like, I wouldn't want to live to 100. He's like, I think 70 is good. I'm like, 70? Like little Connor's only going to be like 30. Like you got to live longer than that. He's like, yeah. He's like, I feel like that's when my prime is going to kind of be done. And he's like, he doesn't want to be like walking around on like with like a walker and stuff like that. He's like, I can't walk anymore. Just take me out. Like, what's wrong with you?
He's so funny.
He's going to be his first grandchild, and then his whole mind's going to change.
That's it. That's exactly it. He's going to be a grandpa, and that's going to go out the window. So speaking of being a grandpa, how about parenting adult children? Did you catch this one? This is with Laura Wood and I, if you guys don't know Laura.
Yes. Yeah, I did catch it. And it was good. It was really good. It's kind of surreal because I was like, oh, should I, watch this one? And I got through about half of it. But it was funny because I have an adult child now.
I know.
And it's like,
it's weird.
It is. It's so weird. And I'm like, oh, like it's crazy. Not the other day, it was yesterday. I upped her curfew to midnight because it was 11. And I'm like, I'll up it to midnight. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my siblings, and they're like, she's 18 though. Is she gonna have a curfew? I'm like, she's under my house and I pay her bills. Yes,
you're darn right.
Have a curfew. Like my house, my rules. And I sound like a parent now, but yeah, it's a different ball game. Or like I still want it. Like I made an appointment for her to go get her eye exam, and it's like, should I make her start doing that as like an adult responsibility, or like what responsibilities are like? But then I don't want to give that away because she's still my oldest. She's always going to be my baby. It's hard transitioning into an adult, and I mean even parenting adult, because then they start talking about boundaries. Like I'm an adult now, so like you can't tell me what to do. So yeah, I'm not.
If I pay your bills, we're gonna have a discussion about that.
That is true. Oh man, it's hard.
I'm sure it's not like, and correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm sure it's not about control for you.
No, it's about so there's two things, right? You want your kids to be safe. No matter what age they are. You want safety for them. And number two is you want them to be successful, and you want them to be successful, whatever that successful looks. Because successful isn't always money, right? Successful is their health and their like how they live their life, right? What they're contributing to the community. And you want them to be successful contributors to the community. And what does that look like? How does that translate once they're an adult? How can you keep on pushing them by still acknowledging that they're adults? So, but funny thing is when this first came out and I saw the title, I read it like parenting adult children, like if your parents are acting like children. And you have to do things for them and show them how to do things on the phone, which I guess should be another episode of you guys, because that's hard too.
My mom watches this show. No comment. No comment. So Aunt Kara brings up a question. She says, have you covered what to do with adult children living at home, paying rent, chores, etc.? No, not on that show. So that particular episode was more about like how we can deal with it as moms, transitioning into, because it's a whole new level of parenting, right? It's way different than when they were minors. My mom.
Hey.
So, but that is a great topic to bring up, though, because I know that we've had several discussions in the group, just posts where you know, some parents were struggling with those type of things, like what responsibilities does my kiddo have when living here? Do I charge rent? Do I not? I know that there have been some parents that have charged rent, and then when their kiddo moves out, turn around and give all the rent back to them so that they have a down payment for a new home, which is really a cool idea. Or they have, you know, money for a deposit on their own rental, because we know that that can be pretty pricey up front when you've got security deposit, first month's rent, pet deposit, cleaning deposit, like all of that stuff. I mean, we don't ever see that going by without a few grand. You know what I'm saying? Like that is an expense when you're getting into even a rental. So I have heard that. I have had some parents that have done that. So definitely an idea for diving deeper into in the future. And we can certainly do that if we feel the demand is there. I think it is. I think that we've all been, you know, many of us have been together for quite some time now, and we're starting to have kiddos that are entering adulthood. And so might be time for that topic.
Yeah. And it's hard too, because it's what's the parents, what's their situation, right? Could they financially handle having their adult child at home? Is their adult child just kind of like mooching off of them, staying at home and not going to school and just not having a job and just sleeping all day? Because that's different. I mean, so I think every there's so many different situations. Like I have an uncle that still lives with my grandmother who's 80, and he's like 70, and he's lived with her almost his whole life.
Hey.
It's like, what is it? You know, there's so many different dynamics, but that is it's a good show to cover, to kind of go over, but it really is so personal. It's like whenever people ask us, is it a good time to buy or sell? Well, anybody who tells you yes or no is lying, because it just depends on your personal situation.
Situation, for sure.
Same thing with that. But yeah, that'll be a good show.
Well, your uncle gives me hope that my child may never move out. So thank you for sharing that. Jasmine said, that's what my parents did with my older sister. She was able to buy her own house at age 18 with the money they charged her for rent.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's a feat.
Yeah, I agree. And Art Kara says that's what she would do, especially these days. So expensive now to live on their own, 100%. And Mom says, I think a lot of people are moving back in with their parents. Is she hinting to me?
Well, that's why we moved, and we bought another home to house both of my so my father and my father-in-law. And then this one I wanted to touch on really quick before we move on. So Jasmine said, mom to a 16-year-old, and that's a different ballgame. Preparing them for the real world. I could say now that toddler stage is my favorite stage. Yes, 3 is my favorite age. But what I was going to point to, and Katie, I forget which show it was, but you did a show on preparing kids for like adulting. Yes. So
that was
Jazz, check that one out. It was a good one. It's in all of our stuff, but it was a really good one. It's recent.
It's recent, Jazz. It's a live and learn, and it's preparing your child for college, I think. But there were some real life preparations that are college related or not. Like it can go either way, right? On that show. So good call. Thank you for mentioning that.
That was a really good one. Okay, sorry, moving on.
All right, guys, hint, hint, hint. We're coming up to the end of the show. This is our very last tab. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm going to give you just a little tip. If you look at the top of the screen, when I am sharing my screen with you, you will see a series of tabs. When we begin the show, I have a boatload of tabs. When we're getting closer to the end of the show, the tabs tend to dwindle. So that's how you know. Just a little hinty pop for those that are still on with us. Did you catch this one?
I did not catch this one.
This is a good one also. I mean, I feel like they're all good. I love my guests. I love my co-hosts. I think they are wonderful women that have a lot of value to offer. All the hints, right, Jazz?
Yeah.
I know Jazzy picked up on that one, though. I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
So this was Miranda and I. We co-host a podcast. It's a once-a-month podcast called Untying the Knot. And we talk through divorce, separation, all things that have to do with that. And we had a third person on the show with us this particular week, this past week. I think this aired when, oh, thanks, Mom. I think this was on Saturday. But this was great. So Janine is actually part of the Divorce Defenders, which you know that Miranda and I are on that team. So the Divorce Defenders is 7 women that are professionals that all handle one certain aspect of divorce, and we all work together as a team. So it's pretty cool. And it is, we like to say that it is a more affordable approach to divorce. It doesn't cost to speak with any of us. And oftentimes we are giving awesome advice. So you definitely want to connect with the Divorce Defenders as your first stop shop if you are kind of heading that way. Yes, this podcast will absolutely help a lot of women. I totally agree. So we interviewed Janine. Janine is the only person with her whole title in the whole entire world because she made it up. And she is a composure coach. Thank you so much, Jazzy. We'll see you later. Have a great week.
Bye, Jazz.
She's a composure coach, and she helps women keep themselves composed and confident in mediation sessions, in court, and really just in dealing with their ex or soon to be ex, if that tends to be an emotional, anxious situation for them. She really helps with that. So I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I think that is a very, very, very needed, and everybody should connect with Janine if you're in that space.
Yeah, super, super important to stay calm and just focus on what needs to be said. Because, I mean, that's an emotional roller coaster ride. And it's great to have somebody like her who, there's a market for that. So I could see why she did that, for just people to stay composed, because that's a lot of emotions going through you. And mostly if you're with somebody who definitely just triggers those emotions.
Yeah. And we actually talked about, one of my questions for her was like, how can not being composed actually affect the outcome for somebody? So we talked through that. So if you're interested in what her answer was, then you got to watch the show, because I'm not going to tell you.
You're like, it's a surprise. You have to do some work here.
I cannot do any spoilers. I spoil things enough. I do enough spoilers of our episodes. I cannot do it anymore. So that's it, guys. That's the end of the show. Who do we have for last commenter? Is it on Care?
It's like first and last.
Boom, boom. She got like 5 entries on the giveaway wheel.
I know, my goodness.
Something like that.
All
anyway, guys, if you are interested in catching any of our episodes that we talk about here on Good Morning Mom Nation, I would highly suggest, you can catch it in the feed in the Facebook group, but I would highly suggest heading over to our YouTube channel. It is MOMnation USA. That's our handle. You will see, I'm so proud of it, because you will see how wonderfully organized all of our playlists are, with all of our episodes right in there, and it is searchable. So if you've got a keyword that you're looking for, you can keyword search. What is it, like 600 videos that we have up there now? It's crazy. There's so much content. We do it for you. All right. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Welcome to Mom Nation, where moms find real support, real connection, and real community. Founded in 2014 by 𝐒𝐝𝐿ambert, MOMnation started as a way to unite and empower moms. Now it's grown into a movement. Through vibrant communities, local events, and meaningful conversations, MOMnation helps moms grow, share, and thrive together. Listen to From the Heart, where we share inspirational stories, useful information, and discuss a variety of women-related topics. And check out Live and Learn, where moms just like you share helpful tips, tools, and real-life skills. Be part of something bigger. Visit www.momnation.com and follow us on social media, because motherhood is better when we do it together.